To Remembering Our Spirits from the book Around the Year with Emmett Fox. September 27th, 2023. Lion into Donkey. The one great enemy of the human race is fear. I'm going to read that again. The one great enemy of the human race is fear. The less fear you have, the more health and harmony you will have. The only real problem of mankind is to get rid of fear. When you really do not fear a situation, it cannot hurt you. Of course, you must remember that fear often exists in the subconscious mind without you necessarily being aware of it. The great thing to remember is that fear is a bluffer. Call its bluff and it collapses. An amusing incident happened in Holland a number of years ago. A lion escaped from a traveling circus. Not far away, a good housewife was sewing near the open window of her living room. The animal suddenly sprang in, dashed by her like a flash, rushed into the hall, and took refuge in the triangular cupboard under the staircase. The startled woman supposed it to be a donkey, and indignant at the muddy prints it left on her clean floor, she pursued it into the closet among the brooms and pans and proceeded to thrash it unmercifully with a broom. The animal shook with terror, and the angry woman redoubled the force of her blows. Then 4 men arrived with guns and nets and recaptured the animal. The terrified lion gave himself up quietly, only too glad to escape that dreadful woman. When the woman discovered that she'd been beating a lion, she fainted away. The story illustrates perfectly the demoralizing power of fear. One good housewife completely dominated the lion as long as she thought he was a donkey, and as long as she treated him as a donkey. The lion was in abject fear of her. When she discovered her mistake, the old race fear, the human race fear, came back, and she still reacted in accordance with the human race tradition. Whomever fears is not remembering. They are made perfect in love. 1 John 4:18. I don't know about the lion and donkey story. I don't know if that's true or if it's a metaphor from Emmett Fox. However, I do know experiencing and living a life consumed by internal fear. Fears, plural. I do know that. Before my near-death experience, I lived only a fear-based life. Now, I do not believe that overcoming fear and transforming fear into love, which what A Course in Miracles talks about. We are always choosing between two things. We are either choosing for fear or we are choosing for love. That is my spiritual practice. I am a student of A Course in Miracles, and I believe that, and that is the foundation of my spiritual practice. I am either choosing for thoughts and beliefs and perceptions that are fear-based, or I am choosing for thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions that are love-based, that then become words and that then become behaviors in all of my relationships, beginning with the relationship that I'm having with myself. I truly believe that every single relationship outside of me is simply an out picturing, an out mirror of the relationship that I'm having with myself. Be willing to get in right relationship with yourself. And what I mean by right is an honest, truthful relationship with yourself. Right relationship, owning all of your parts, be willing to take responsibility for them, own that we are either choosing for love or fear. And when we are choosing for love. Be willing to apply spiritual tools and practices around that love, and they will cancel around that fear, and they will transform into love. It is not an overnight practice. It's not. There are times that it will be an overnight practice, and then there are times that it's going to take what it takes. It took me 2 years of practicing, picking up spiritual practices and tools until I truly experienced some genuine relief of the bondage of fear. Again, I shared yesterday that I was just experiencing the bondage of fear based perceptions and beliefs about myself yesterday. Parts of myself that are not in conscious contact with the God of my understanding within me, my spirit, and I chose yesterday for them to be in conscious contact with God, the spirit within me. Now, I don't know what it looks like for these parts to think and perceive and believe and speak and behave in conscious contact with God. Because this is the first time I'm choosing for these fear-based parts of me to be in conscious contact with God. Here is what I genuinely believe and know from experiential practice and experiential experience. I have a power within me that is the voice for the God of my understanding, and I call that voice the Holy Spirit. And I call it the Holy Spirit because I'm a student and practicer and teacher and sharer of A Course in Miracles. That is my main spiritual tool. And then I, of course, have other tools because there are wonderful spiritual tools from other spiritual modalities that I have added to my spiritual tool belt. I know that voice within me will transform my fear-based thoughts into God's love and truth about myself. I know it, I experience it, and I consider that a miracle. And remember, if I haven't shared this already, and I'm not remembering if I did or did not, Albert Einstein did say either everything's a miracle or nothing is. And when my thoughts and my beliefs and my perceptions and my relationship with myself, first and foremost, goes from a fear-based one, and fear-based everything, cancel fear-based thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, and treatment of myself, to love-based, that's a miracle. I get to experience miracles all the time. And again, I even said to the person yesterday, I don't know what it looks like for these fear-based thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions to not be in the driver's seat of my life. However, I have consciously chosen to take them out of the driver's seat and to replace them with my divine adult self. I truly believe that fear is the great enemy of the human race. Be willing to own your fear-based thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions, and invite your spirit and invite your spiritual tools and practices and invite your higher power and invite your and invite your trusted advisors into those dark, fear-based places. I call them dark, gnarly parts of myself. I am so willing to be in relationship, conscious relationship with all of those parts of myself. I don't like it. It's not a matter of liking it or it feeling good. It's a matter of my commitment and my agreement with myself that I am willing to be in 100% remembrance and experience of my spirit, the spirit that is love and only love. Therefore, I get to walk through those dark, gnarly places of myself when they arise. And I am willing to walk through them. And I am grateful for the small handful of people who are willing to walk with me, because my experience is that I cannot and have not yet walked through any of those dark, gnarly places alone with just myself. I have joined with one other human being to walk through them. I am grateful for all of the people whom I have gotten to share space with for a reason, for a season, or for this lifetime. I am grateful. And with that, as always, take the best for you. Take the best for you and leave the rest. Have a blessed day.